CTV News at 5 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. Thanks for being with us on this Friday, April 17th. A collision last night in Sudbury claimed the life of a teenager. Just before 10 p.m., police were called to Westmount and William Avenues for a collision between a vehicle and a pedestrian. The 17-year-old girl was taken to hospital where she died of her injuries. Police are asking for anyone with information to contact them. After a 5-month-long investigation, police have arrested the 18-year-old wanted in connection with a murder in Timmins. The suspect was wanted on first-degree murder charges for the shooting death of DeAndre DeRine last November. He was arrested at his home in Ajax yesterday. On November 5th last year, DeRine and another person were shot at an apartment on 5th Avenue in Timmins. DeRine was pronounced dead at the scene, while the other person was taken to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Timmins and Durham Regional Police worked together as the suspect's last known address had been down south. The 18-year-old has been turned over to Timmins Police to face charges. Okay, let's talk about the beautiful temperatures out there. It finally feels like spring. For more details, let's bring in CTV's Rick Wyman. So, is anyone golfing yet, Rick?
Well, the Leafs are finishing up on hole 17 or 18. After all, it's the first full day of their elimination. But the Canadians, on the other hand, as they wear this splendid jacket in time for the playoffs, are preparing for Tampa. Systems map. We've got some showers coming into the forecast overnight in Sault Ste. Marie and during the day throughout the rest of the Northeast. Let's have a look. First take on weather brought to you by CAA, your systems map. Yuck. This is how it's going to look tomorrow. We'll get through the various amounts on the 5-day forecast and a lot more, but some rain. Then the big transition. It's huge, Tony. We go from the rain, milder temperatures tomorrow to flurries, sleet. Sunday, temperatures around 0 or -1. Back to you.
Not looking forward to that. Thanks, Rick. A warning for those near the main branch of the Whitson River in Greater Sudbury. Conservation Sudbury says it's high and has extended beyond its banks into low-lying areas in several neighborhoods. At monitoring stations in both Valcarron and Chelmsford, the rate was as much as 70 centimeters over the past 24 hours. CTV's Alan Everson has the latest.
Matthew Scarrow has lived in this house his entire life and says water started flowing into the basement around 3:30 Thursday afternoon.
Called the city at 5 p.m. yesterday to have a culvert opened up, and they showed up at 6 o'clock in the morning after 3 more phone calls.
Scarrow's French Mastiffs were curious about what was going on. Friday morning, the city was on site to pump the floodwater. Conservation Sudbury says the main branch of the Whitson River is high and continues to rise in Valcarron and Chelmsford.
We are seeing a continued rise, increasing rates in Chelmsford area. Specifically, we're concerned about the area next to, we have a flood control berm next to Boulanger Street in Chelmsford, and we're watching that spot very closely.
Jorgensen says at the current rate of rise, it could overtop that berm, and that the Vermilion River is also significantly increasing.
Well, there's already water over Larchmont Drive. The road is closed, but we're anticipating that to continue as much as half a meter a day.
Scarrow believes flooding on his street from the Whitson River could have been prevented.
If they would have opened up these ditches yesterday or a week ago and had all the snow cleaned out so the water could flow.
Scarrow says as a taxpayer, he is frustrated.
Spending, $250, $300 million on an arena or doing some maintenance, I don't know. I think there's higher priorities and stuff like that.
The city says it has sandbags available at 5 public works depots. The city tells us there was no one available for an interview today. We contacted Mayor Paul LaFive's office, but he is unavailable, as he is in Pickering at big city mayor meetings. Alana Everson, CTV News, Sudbury.
And we learned some homes are dealing with sewage backups in Kirkland Lake. It all started with a choke point in the stormwater system along Rand Creek near Earl, Prince, and Barron Streets. The cause was determined to be excess snow in the creek restricting water flow. An excavator was used, but the blockage caused water to build up, causing a temporary surge downstream. Officials say it infiltrated the sewage lift station, causing sewage backup. Residents are being encouraged to check their basements. And levels of the Cagawan River are continuing to rise on Manitoulin Island, and that has local officials concerned. Bridal Veil Falls, as a result, has been deemed unsafe to the raging water just making its way through the area. Town officials have closed it until further notice and are asking people to not come for the smelt run and consider visiting next year. The township's mayor telling CTV News they are regularly monitoring the area. Nearby homes have also been flooded. Back to Greater Sudbury, where many property owners are still pumping water out. CTV's Madison Merrier has more.
Pump generators can be heard in many locations around the city as Sudburyans try to keep up with the water flow.
The phones are usually ringing off the hook. We do have technicians who are on emergency call, so they can be called out any time of day or night. So we've had a few technicians that have had a few, I'll say a few all-nighters this week, trying to take care of some of the folks that have had flooding in their basements.
Sometimes it's just a little tap, other times they need a new sump, so we have some pumps that pump automatically that we could put temporarily in places and that kind of thing, but we can't help everybody. There's only so much time.
Some conditions have improved and many people are trying to empty the first few rounds of flooding before more rain is expected to come on Saturday, and businesses are doing their best to keep up.
Availability for things has been challenging sometimes. So if you get there early in the morning, it's not as bad, but like I said, this job here, we just needed some pump hoses. We checked 4 places in the evening and wasted an hour of our time running around.
We've reordered stock probably about 3 times this week so far. We've probably had between 50 and 60 minimum. Some pumps go off the shelves this week. Lots in the store as well as lots in folks' homes.
Falls says around 95% of their calls are people needing immediate assistance with flooding, and the remaining want to upgrade their current setup for future concerns.
It's a very stressful time for homeowners. Lots of folks do have insurance claims that get started. It's actually a very emotional time for them, and usually they're very grateful.
White says removing the water is just the first step, and to check under subflooring as not all water is always visible. He also recommends using fans and dehumidifiers to prevent mold growth that may cause issues further down the line. Madison Merrier, CTV News, Sudbury.
And it's time for a quick break. Coming up on CTV News at 5, Rick has your full weather forecast. But first, we're off to North Bay and the Castle Home redevelopment project. This live webcam is courtesy of Activities Castle Home. It's 18 degrees. We're back in a few minutes.
Pure Country 91.7. Sudbury's home for the best country music. Listen for your chance to win $50,000 with Pure Country's big 50K payday.
Well, we continue with the one nice, one not so nice day in the Northeast. Sunny skies for today for the most part, some sun and cloud elsewhere, but rain tomorrow. Forecast radar as our system moves into Northeastern Ontario, beginning overnight in some cases with rain. We'll get to those numbers and a lot more, and continuing through over the course of the weekend. Then we get the flurries and some colder temperatures come Sunday, so we can't have it our way. Sudbury Nickel Belt thunderstorm activity tomorrow, 15 to 25 millimeters, a high of 10. Chance of flurries -1. Your expected high Sunday. Monday, sunshine and 4. Chance of sleet Tuesday, showers or flurries, and 14 Wednesday with the sun and cloud. The temperatures will warm up by the latter part of the week. Sault Ste. Marie Algoma, you've got some rain overnight this evening, 10 to 15 millimeters tomorrow. Then flurries, high of 2. Chance of flurries on Sunday, -1. For Monday, sunny skies. Tuesday, chance of sleet at 12. Then 14 Wednesday with the sun and cloud. Moving on over to Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, 10 to 20 millimeters. Then some flurries in the forecast for tomorrow, high of 6. Snow Sunday, -3. No determined amount just yet, just periods of snow. Monday, here we go, chance of flurries at 2. 9 degrees, sleet, showers or flurries. And then Wednesday, chance of flurries at 13 degrees. Kind of like the yo-yo effect with temperatures. Temiskaming Shores, Kirkland Lake, you don't like this one, 10 to 20 millimeters of rain tomorrow, 13 your high. Chance of flurries on Sunday at -1. 3 Monday, some sunshine. Tuesday, sleet at 8 and 13 Wednesday. Chance of sleet once again, showers or flurries. Then there's North Bay, West Nipissing. 15 to 25 millimeters of rain for tomorrow, 13 degrees. 1 on Sunday with a chance of flurries on the transition. Monday, we've got loads of sunshine and +4. Rain-snow mix on Tuesday at 7, and even getting better temperature-wise, but still, we've got sleet. We've got showers, flurries, 30% chance come Wednesday, and a high of 13. This is typical spring weather, even though it doesn't really feel like spring on some days. Hope you're having a great day today. It's going to be wet tomorrow, so batten down the hatches in Northeastern Ontario. Tony, back to you.
Thanks for that, Rick. Thousands of Sioux residents are set to be reattached to primary care as a result of provincial funding announced today. Algoma Manitoulin MPP Bill Rosenberg visited the border city, delivering nearly $5 million for a pair of projects. CTV's Corey Nordstrom reports.
Provincial funding to the tune of $2.3 million will allow the Sioux's Group Health Centre to connect 7,900 patients with primary care. Group Health will use the funds to employ professionals from their Grow Your Own Nurse Practitioner program. This will fulfill the 2027 target for rostering patients at the Access Care Clinic, a stopgap system created to support orphaned patients.
To date, we've attached 7,000. So this would take care of all of the patients who were derostered back in 2024, and all of those patients that have also had access to the Access Care Clinic because of more recent retirements.
We've seen the Group Health Centre a few years ago. Everything was negative and everything was falling apart, and I think with the funding and with her direction, they've come a long ways.
Rosenberg, the closest progressive conservative MPP to the Sioux, also stopped at City Hall to unveil almost $2.5 million from the province's health and safety water stream. Increased storm runoff has been impacting homeowners in the northwest portion of the city in recent years, with this money going toward 3 stormwater management ponds by the Elliott Park Field, the railroad tracks on Peoples Road, and the cemetery near 4th Line.
It has become much more prone to flooding over the last, say, 10, 15 years. And so there has been lots of development in the area, which has covered up a lot of area that previously absorbed a lot of water. So this will help offset those new developments by creating stormwater ponds to ensure that the water can be absorbed properly.
We have so much aging infrastructure, not only in the Sioux, but all across all our small communities. And we know how important clean water and getting rid of that water, that excess drainage, is so important.
The project for those ponds will go to tender this year and are expected to be built next spring. Corey Nordstrom, CTV News, Sault Ste. Marie.
A deteriorating section of Norman Street in Timmins is drawing complaints from a local hotel. Cedar Meadows Resort and Spa says the road's condition is now affecting its bottom line. Details from CTV's Lydia Chubak.
This is a ride along Norman Street in Timmins. The gravel stretch, which runs along the river and in front of Cedar Meadows Resort and Spa, is riddled with potholes. Mayor Michelle Boileau says last year's flooding destroyed the asphalt.
And the city had deemed it safer to just remove the asphalt and to pulverize.
Since then, the condition of Norman Street has created a range of annoyances, issues, and even lost revenue for Cedar Meadows.
I put out about 2 or 3 emails a week, maybe 4 emails sometimes in a week to get that road done.
We have a grader going out there 2 to 3 times a week. It's being monitored daily by administration, senior staff.
One pothole we measured was 5 inches deep. Cedar Meadows officials say it's caused problems with delivery trucks and getting their staff to work on time.
The city buses won't even come down Norman right now. Our food trucks that supply us, Dragonfly won't come down, Purelator won't come down. The city cabs, when we call a cab for one of our guests.
By no means is that the welcome mat we want to be rolling out for visitors to the communities. So like I said, we are paying close attention.
Willow says she's been told a full reconstruction of the road is required, but residents shouldn't expect that to happen this summer.
I don't know what to say to that other than they have to do something. Because, I mean, we pay our taxes, we do everything that we possibly can to do our side of running a business.
In addition to the road situation, Cedar Meadows says it was required to pay $40,000 for water system repairs on municipal property in January, and its guests will have to pay 2% more to stay there after council increased the municipal accommodation tax.
the lower my occupancy is, the less they make. The city makes. So you think they would put some kind of an urgency to make that road viable.
The mayor says the city will continue working with Cedar Meadows to ensure the road is maintained at a minimum standard. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
They staved off elimination. Coming up on CTV News at 5. The Sioux Greyhounds staged a comeback in the third period last night to push the Kitchener Rangers to a Game 5. Two northern women are preparing to take the stage for Miss Indigenous Canada. As CTV's Amanda Hicks tells us, they aren't just chasing a crown, they're hoping to rewrite what it means to be a role model.
Aurora Omanika Inose grew up in Wikwemkong unceded territory on Manitoulin Island. She says she applied for Miss Indigenous Canada to be the person she needed to see when she was younger.
Doing this program, it's a very healing experience. It's kind of like I'm healing my inner child. And so I hope moving forward with this program, if I win, if I don't win, I just hope that I can inspire youth to be themselves, like entirely themselves, if they're silly, if they're goofy, and just to believe in themselves. I hope that's the path that I would like to leave.
It's a sentiment shared by Shaylin Allison of Garden River First Nation. For her, the journey is about embracing the uncomfortable.
One of the biggest themes in my life this year is again, why not me? And what is kind of scaring me, or where is there friction in my life, and how can I lean into that and do something uncomfortable and have something really good come from that?
Unlike traditional pageants, Miss Indigenous Canada focuses on cultural resurgence and community leadership. For Omanika Inose and Allison, that leadership started with finding their own place within their heritage.
I don't think I really understood as a young girl what it meant to be Indigenous until I moved home and kind of got that experience. I spent a lot of time going home to Wiki growing up, but I think moving home to Wiki, that was a really pivotal experience for me.
Being Ojibwe, Korean, being queer, all of these things that make up me, I didn't ever see myself or feel like I could do things. So I would hope that young Indigenous girls and women and people would just see there's always room for you, and you can make room for yourself.
The title of Miss Indigenous Canada will be awarded in Brantford at the end of July. Both delegates say the work is already underway by shifting the focus from the stage to the community. Amanda Hicks, CTV News, Sudbury.
The Sioux curling scene is abuzz, with the city's two-time Olympic gold medalist set to return to his hometown club this weekend. This Sunday, the Sioux Curlers Association is hosting a meet and greet with Brad Jacobs. The Olympic champion will be on hand at an open house from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. where people can try out the sport. After that, the gold medalist will sign autographs and meet with fans. Officials with the curling club say excitement is building for the event and that Jacobs is a role model for many youth.
We've seen our programs expand because of it. People are looking at curling a little bit differently now that we have him in our club. They want to take a look at it. They want to give it a try for themselves, especially these young people. Our Little Rocks program has grown. He's actually often come out and helped as well. So it's just an opportunity for them to get around a top athlete and get an idea of what the mindset it takes to go that far in the sport of curling.
The event comes as the city plans to rename the road that leads to the curling club as Team Jacobs Way. It was a must-win situation last night in Sault Ste. Marie.
Edwards trying to slow things down to O'Reilly behind the net. O'Reilly turned it over. Here's a chance in front for him to score!
The Sioux Greyhounds kept their playoff hopes alive. Travis Hayes scoring the game-winning goal. The Hounds double up on the Kitchener Rangers 4-2. Game 5 is in Kitchener tonight. Meanwhile, it was a packed house last night at Sudbury's Countryside Arena as the NOJHL final kicked off between the Sudbury Cubs and Timmins Rock. The Cubs looking for another consecutive championship and leveled a 9-3 win to take Game 1. The Timmins Rock will be looking for redemption tonight. Puck drop for Game 2 is 7:05 at the Countryside Arena. And a tough Thursday night for Northern basketball fans. The Five dropping Game 1 of the BSL final against the KW Titans. Kitchener-Waterloo 113, Sudbury 104. Game 2 will be Sunday in Kitchener at 3 p.m. It's a popular campaign. When we return in North Bay, the sale of Smile cookies will support the local Humane Society. You're watching First at 5. Our first community close-up comes to us from Sault Ste. Marie. The Sault Professional Firefighters Association's 18th annual hockey marathon is underway. It runs today and tomorrow at the Pee Wee Arena. Local teams are raising money for the community. And still in the Sault, Wendy Lynn Hill sent us this photograph of a beautiful sunset. She went for a walk Monday evening and snapped this picture. Thanks so much, Wendy Lynn. We're off to North Bay, and Trevor Bush took these photographs of the Dion quintuplets home and sent them to us. The museum is located just minutes from downtown North Bay. Thanks, Trevor. And if you have any pictures, videos, or events you'd like us to showcase, you can email them to us at communitycloseup@bellmedia.ca. The Tim Hortons Smile Cookie campaign returns in 10 days, and proceeds in North Bay will support the local Humane Society. 100% of the funds from the cookies will help injured, abandoned, and vulnerable pets. The Humane Society says money from cookie sales will support animal sheltering, veterinary care, dietary food, medicine, and vaccines. Each year, the Humane Society cares for more than 1,000 dogs, cats, and other animals.
We upgraded the entire HVAC system in the old shelter building, which improves the air quality in the building and is good for the animals in there. We also redid all of the kennel doors in the dog area in the old building. So both those combined were about a $400,000 project. The last 2 years, we made about $180,000 with Smile Cookies.
Smile Cookie proceeds at the Tim Hortons location inside the North Bay Regional Health Centre will go toward the Hospital Foundation to fund X-ray equipment upgrades. The sweet treats are on sale April 27th to May 3rd. And there's more news for the North coming up at 6 o'clock. For now, continue watching as we hand things over to CTV National News.